It is a distinct honor to introduce today's commencement speaker, our own Nebraska native, Chuck Hagel, who served the United States as the 24th Secretary of Defense from February 2013 to February 2015. He is the only Vietnam veteran and the first enlisted combat veteran to serve as our Secretary of Defense. Secretary Hagel also served 2 terms in the United States Senate from 1997 to 2009, representing our great state. As Secretary of Defense, he directed significant steps to modernize America's partnerships and alliances, advance the rebalance in the Asia-Pacific, bolster support for European allies, and enhance defense cooperation in the Middle East while overseeing the end of America's combat mission in Afghanistan. In addition, he led major initiatives for service members and their families, including increasing resources for suicide prevention, combating sexual assault, and accounting for missing personnel. As Nebraska's senator, Hagel was a senior member of the Senate Foreign Relations, Banking, Housing and Urban Affairs, and Intelligence committees. He chaired the Foreign Relations International Economic Policy, Export and Trade Promotion Subcommittee, and the Banking Committee's International Trade and Finance and Securities Subcommittees. Hagel also served as the chairman of the Congressional Executive Commission on China and the Senate Climate Change Observer Group. Some of Secretary Hagel's current commitments include serving on the Board of Trustees of RAND, advisory boards of the Deutsche Bank America, Dutch Bank America, and Corsair Capital, senior advisor to Gallup and to the McCarthy Group, distinguished executive in residence at Georgetown University, distinguished statesman at the Atlantic Council, and board of directors of the American Security Project. Secretary Hagel is the author of the book, America, Our Next Chapter, and was the subject of a 2006 book by Charlene Behrens, our very own Emeritus Professor of Journalism, entitled Chuck Hagel, Moving Forward. A graduate of the University of Nebraska at Omaha, Chuck and his wife Lilibet have a daughter, Alan, and son, Ziller. Secretary Hagel has titled his remarks today, Take Responsibilities. Please join me in welcoming Secretary Chuck Hagel.
Thank you, Chancellor Green. Good morning to all of you. I want to first acknowledge the leadership of this institution, the University of Nebraska at Lincoln, the administrators, the professors, all who shape and mold the institution, but the products of this great institution, and we are about to recognize some of those most recent products this morning. So to all of you and each of you, thank you for what you do for generation after generation, for our state and for our country. Let me also begin by congratulating the girls volleyball team at the University of Nebraska for a great season. We're very proud of you and what you've done again, not only in your personal commitment to excellence and your teamwork and representing what's good about our institutions, but also working together to accomplish a worthy achievement and a goal. So to all of you, congratulations for a great season. Thank you. To the Cornhuskers who are about to soon descend upon the community of Nashville, much success in Nashville in a couple of weeks, and we're proud of the season that you've had, as well as the other athletic teams that are fielded each season by this institution. And to all the coaches and all those, in particular the professors, who support these efforts in the community. Well, first, I want you to know that it's a real privilege for me to have an opportunity to pass on some thoughts about the world and also to acknowledge a tremendous and wonderful accomplishment. And I want to note, as I do that, that there are so many people that each of you are so aware of who helped get you here and who have helped you so much and essentially helped you accomplish what is being reflected in this ceremony today. It was often noted by some of my former colleagues in the United States Senate during committee hearings and floor debates that everything had been said, but not everyone had said it. Well, I've always thought much the same for commencement speakers. Everything's been said, but this commencement speaker has not yet said it. Now, I'm sure I won't say anything that hasn't been said before, but I will strive to say something worthy of this occasion, and particularly worthy of your attention. First, I shall adhere to the most cherished principle of all commencement speeches: brevity. Now, the world that you inherit and will live in and lead in is of immense complexity. An interdependent world, a world of 7 billion global citizens living in a global community underpinned by a global economy, being driven by historic rates of change propelled by nonstop technology. Demographers tell us that by 2050, and probably sooner, there will be 9 billion people in the world. This will challenge your professional careers as well as your private lives. A new world order is being defined and being built, and you all will be the architects of this new global order. Challenges come to every generation. Change is not new. It is the history and progress of mankind. And like all generations down through the ages, it is how you respond to these challenges. How you respond to these challenges that determine outcomes in the future. One constant that never changes, generation after generation, is personal responsibility. Always take responsibility. My grandfather Hagel, who had a small lumber yard for many years in Ainsworth, Nebraska, always dispensed to his grandsons wise advice. We may not have appreciated that wisdom then, but as my brothers and I have gotten older, we often look back and are reminded of some of those wise words that Grandpa Hagel offered. I asked him one day, as he was sitting in his office in the lumberyard in Ainsworth, what that green book was on his desk. He said, "That's the lumberyard ledger." I asked him what was a ledger. He said, "Well, just like in life, we each have our own ledger. This green book is the lumberyard's accounting of all its assets and its debits. Each of us in life have assets and debits, pluses and minuses. We work on the minuses and try to turn them into pluses." I've never forgotten that conversation. Not only do we each have a personal ledger, but there is a global ledger as well. We must not lose sight of the fact that with all the minuses in the world today, there are far more assets to work with, than ever before. More capacity, more capability, more education and skill sets, more opportunities, more varieties of possibilities in the world today than ever before, giving us more ways to make a better world for more people than at any time in the history of man. But not all people of the world enjoy these benefits. Parts of the world were left behind after World War II. They are today's most troubled, conflicted, and dangerous regions of the world. It's important that you keep a balance in your lives. Success is not measured only by professional success, but rather it's how you lead your lives, how you conduct yourselves, common decency, respect for others, and always giving more than you take. That's what will sustain you and keep your life interesting and happy. As President Eisenhower once said, accomplishment will prove to be a journey, not a destination. Encouraging and helping others and working to make a better world is the common denominator of life. We each do this in our own ways, through volunteering, public service, tutoring, coaching, mentoring, and so many other ways. Take responsibility. Don't make excuses. Life can sometimes be unfair, but it always evens out. Don't play for the short term or the quick gain. Always play for the long term and the future. And play your own game. Play your own game, not anyone else's. Always seek new challenges and new experiences. They won't all work out, but you always learn something. You always learn something important about yourself and others from each new experience. There's an old Army adage that says, never volunteer for anything. I disagree. Volunteer for things you believe in and find interesting, or just want to try because it's new and different. It'll always work to your benefit. Each experience broadens you. Both your biggest challenge and your most satisfying accomplishment will be your responsibility to be a role model to others. And always, always associate with good people in both your private and your professional life. You will always be judged by the people you associate with, and those relationships will always affect you. They'll either enhance you or diminish you. There are three indispensable requisites in life: character, courage, and judgment. They apply to everything. And maybe most important is to be honest with yourself and others and do what is right. Do what is right regardless of the consequences. If you are honest with yourself, then your toughest competitor will always be yourself. You will fail occasionally, but you get back up and you try again. You try again because you believe in yourself, and you know you can do better. Don't get caught up in the swirl of distractions. They can consume you and disorient you. And most times you don't even realize it. Enjoy the distractions you like, but don't ever let them consume or influence you. They are part of the entertainment of our time. Never stop seeing the magic of so many mysteries, all of these mysteries swirling around you every day. And keeping a little piece of your happiest childhood memories with you is essential. It's essential for appreciating the beauty of life around you. It's essential when times get tough. And there will be difficult times. Never fail to thank those around you who help you every day and in every way. And if you look you'll find quiet courage everywhere. It's the quiet heroes that never ask for recognition or special attention that are in our everyday lives who make each of us, better people and change the world. Life is about people. As a friend of mine and native of Hastings, Nebraska, Bob Gray, who was one of President and Mrs. Reagan's closest advisors and friends and President Eisenhower's cabinet secretary, once told me, "Chuck, never forget that there is one good book in each of us. Everyone's life is that interesting, and everyone's life is that important." I wish I could tell you that I've been faithful to all these admonitions over my many years of jobs, activities, failures, and successes, but I haven't been. But it's important we keep trying. We keep trying and taking inventory of our lives to see how we're measuring up. It's the only way we improve. It's the only way we stay happy, contributing individuals who appreciate the fullness of life. As I bid you all my very best wishes for your futures, I know you would want me to specifically thank and acknowledge all those who helped get you to this defining point in your lives. Not only your parents, but your brothers and your sisters and your grandparents, your teachers, your coaches, your bosses, your mentors, your friends, and this institution, the University of Nebraska at Lincoln. Again, thank you for allowing me the great privilege to share with you this special occasion in your lives. Take responsibility and make this day count, and go Big Red. Thank you.